were at 44% resistance leader last time. Yeah. We're out my balls. We're at a very good. We're almost halfway through the game. That's not bad, I would say. I think we've made some pretty decent progress with this game. I just don't know when the game is going to end just yet. Like, I don't know if... Oh, wait, I need this to do that. I don't know if the game is going to... Like, how much more content is left, basically. But we'll figure it out. Oh, yeah, I was playing Ratchet. Okay, yeah, so we were playing Ratchet... Oh yeah, I recently got that jetpack thing. How do I use it? Oh, here we go. The shoes. Whee! What's this? Ooh, is this a special? How do I get this? I want this. Oh. I didn't even see that L1 thing until later, I won't lie. I thought they wanted me to... Ooh! Robot pirate. What is with you guys and pirates, man? Alright, hold on. How do I look at that again? Okay. It looked cool, though, so I kind of want to look at it. Okay, that's kind of cool looking, but what does it look like with the blue? Ayo, daddy. What does this look like? It's kind of sus. It's kind of sus, bro. There's no audio? Again? Oh, okay, of course. How do you just find that out, bro? You sus as all hell.
I didn't have my headphones on because I was putting my food away.
Yes, but you said you... Wait. I don't understand. How are you hearing something before if there's no audio? Because it's set to the right audio device. It's showing that it's picking things up. You hear this? Yeah, but is it a good volume? Alright, good. Alright, I think this is what I had on, isn't it? Ooh, look at it. Thick as hell, daddy. I gotta say, that's kind of cool looking, so we're gonna keep this for a bit. And then we're gonna... I like the helmet, though. We're gonna keep the helmet for now. Alright, anyways. What am I supposed to be doing? Oh, yeah. I forgot. That's why I hadn't done this yet. This whole place is, like, huge as hell. And I'm supposed to be... Oh, yeah. I was focusing on getting these. That's what it was. I was trying to get these lured. Because I know that's a... the optional quests, and I was trying to do as many optional quests as I could, so let's go continue trying to get those. I think that's where what I was focusing on. But yeah, this area is huge and massive, so I remember I know that it's like it's a lot. It's a big area, so that's why I was like, yeah, we're just gonna save this for next time. But it is very cool. It is a cool looking area. I do like the way it looks. Some people might say it's boring, but it's pretty beautiful at the same time.
It would make things a lot easier if the archives would just, you know, lay down.
That would be convenient, but unfortunately, it believes it is in danger.
It's not wrong.
Wait. I try to like manipulate, like I want to combine like the different movement texts. So I want to have these, but can I still do the dashing? Oh, you can! Oh my god, dude. That's incredible. Dude, you could so... You could so have... Oh, frick.
Death, destruction.
There's a lot of folks down there. You could go really ham with the movement here. Dang. I really want to, too. But okay, hold on. We gotta fight these hoes. So, like, hold on. Remember what weapons are good and stuff. Oh, yeah. I want to experiment these buzz blades. So let's give that a shot. Yeah, they kind of ricochet off of each other, which is really nice. Hell yeah, daddy! Alright. You guys are gonna get the basic weapon. Oh, frick. I don't know why I didn't move. Oops, what am I doing? Dang, this thing is Is this what they mean by the weapon starts getting bad? Because this thing is taking a good old while to do anything, and I was just shooting people's heads. And it's supposed to be pretty strong shooting their heads. Ah! Oh, frick, I didn't see. Oh, dick, I didn't see y'all there. Okay. All right. Is that weapon starting to get a little bit too old in the booty eye? It might be. It's definitely good for these little enemies, though. But the advantage of it is supposed to be that it gets really good headshot damage. But, like, I was shooting some heads and, like, nothing was going on there. So, I'm a little bit sussed out about that. My balls hurt. All right, here we go. Excuse me. So you hear me with the mic pretty well, right? Cause I'm gonna try not to move the mic, but I just want to make sure that it's picking me up pretty good. Ooh, how do we get up here? Can we do some manipulation up in the booty eye? Wait a minute, does that like reset? Interesting. Okay, sorry, I was experimenting with the movement tech there. All right, good, good, good. Awesome. 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 No, no! No, you ballsack! Okay, we could have manipulated that, bro. You just had to play along. Why didn't you play along? Wait a minute, we can probably use this. Wait. I was about to say, why don't I have a boost? Alright, here we go. Woohoo! I didn't see you there. Okay, let's see how long this takes. I'm gonna try to get as many headshots as I can. Like, I mean, that didn't take that long, but it seems like this weapon's getting a little bit weak. All right, here we go. Got some bolts. So if that's how this game is gonna work, I might wanna get rid of it soon. But I don't know, cause I like my first weapon. I like it. It's beautiful. It gives me memories. Ooh. Cool. Okay, we have that. Cool. I'm trying to get this first, though. I'll keep that in mind now that that's there. I don't know if that's how it's supposed to get up, but it works, so. It works, so frick it! Alright, okay. Oh, wait a minute. Is that what I was supposed to just... Was I supposed to just use it to do that? Oh, oops. Oh, whatever. Anyways. I thought that would... Oh, yeah, the ones that give you extra content is the purple ones. That's my fault. Alright, let's just keep going, I guess. Alright. Owie! That hurt! Oh, frick, you guys are, like, big as hell. Wow, they got destroyed. They got destroyed. I feel bad for y'all.
Oh, nice work, brother Lombacks. I'm grabbing the chest armor now, so just bring
Can I still go to these? Did they give me anything?
orbs over and it'll be yours.
Like, is there a point to getting the other ones? Because I kind of just want to go to them just to explore the map more.
Emperor has no respect for any of them.
Let's teach him some.
For the Emperor! God, let him free the prisoners!
It's so freaking funny. The sounds they make for getting electrocuted, it literally is what makes this weapon worth it. Alright, let's see. Shoot you guys with my shotgun! Oh, frick, I thought you died. I respect you, though, because you a boxer. I respect the boxing influence, but you kind of whack. Oh, frick. I was completely ignoring the fact that there was a boss. So there's that. I wanna, yeah, let's keep shotgunning you. Fun. I wanna get all the non-bosses out of the way. Uh-oh! You hurt my eye! Alright, I think that's all of that. Nefarious Juggernaut? That doesn't sound good. Oh, I didn't even read that. I was like, what the hell are you talking about? Whoa, you kind of thick, buddy. Oh, I didn't know you were doing all that. Did he just spin his head? That's kind of sus, buddy. That's all I gotta say. Kind of sus. What was that?
I must use that terminal to free my brothers.
I'm sorry, that just looks so weird. It looked like he like belly flopped to his death. It's so beautiful. Oh, goodness. It's because I just kept getting headshots. Headshot. Is that League? Oh, I don't freaking remember. I just reference things. I don't think about it like that. This is kind of sus. Why are you here? I was going the wrong way. This is where it was telling me to go. Okay, I'll go do that thing later. Don't worry. Our save your friends. Ooh, after this. Hey.
Just don't fall. No problem.
Just don't die. It's Caitlin's thing? What do you mean? Oh, that's literally how Tyga spells her name. So I literally was so confused for a second. I was like, what? Wait, what the hell? You knew I was gonna think that? I don't remember any of the lead characters like that, bro. So if you try to reference them by name, that's not gonna help. Ooh, this is fun. Oops, I almost messed that up. Stop! Stop! I kept jumping off by accident. Freak! I remember Annie Bot and Timbers and Sona for being annoying to a lot of people for some reason. Ash, the one that shoots the arrows. I think that's about it.
Looks like I'm done here, but that was fun. As much as
Ooh, okay.
Far can be fun.
I'm not gonna look at that right away. Uh-oh. Okay, well, anyway, I think I was coming over here anyway, so I just wanted to hit the freaking vase, okay? I didn't know it was gonna kill me.
Defense mechanism.
Garen Soraka? Wait, Soraka? Who's that? Soraka Midati? I just want to do all of these just cause, so I guess that's what we're gonna do. Huh? What? Is this some kind of puzzle?
I guess sometimes violence is the answer.
That wasn't violence. How is that violence? Soraka is the heal support, and she's like purple with a horn.
Force fields coming from?
They are defenses built into the planet. But it
I gotta
appears
tell
that
you,
they
bro,
use
I don't know who that is. I don't remember that person.
Don't worry, we'll help them.
Oh, it's violence because guns? Well, like, we were just literally shooting inanimate objects. Like, I feel like that's the least violent we could get. Ooh. So are these things like they won't attack if I don't attack type thing? Okay. Don't attack me, Daddy! Yeah, I don't know. I remember the name, but like I can't. It's the opposite of what normally happens. Like what I was talking about yesterday, where I usually remember like the face, but not the name. I don't even remember what they look like. I feel like I might have like a some brief understanding of what they might look like, what their name is, but like I don't have a visual at all. And I hate when my brain is backwards. That feels backwards for me. Ah! I see you. Oh, sorry. I hit it with my body. Body! Honestly, that is big tit problems. My tit literally hit it. My tits. Yay! Okay, now I want to see what that does, because usually they add something cool. Hammer swap. Wait. I didn't look at this last time, did I? Wrench swap and hammer swap. Okay. Yo. Keyblade? Is that a keyblade? It looks like a keyblade, but they're calling it a what? A key. They're calling it a key. Oh yeah, y'all rocking the keys. Okay. Okay. We got the keyblades. Okay. They gave me so much incentive to get these gold bolts in this game. Like, I love it. I love it. Alright. Let's try to...
Sometimes. How do you like it back there?
I love how I just, like, ditched her friends because I'm just trying to explore. They're still locked up. Oh, oops. What the hell? Where am I going? But yeah, that's very weird. That doesn't usually happen to me. It's usually the opposite for sure. Like, I remember, what someone looks like way before I remember, like, who the hell they are. Oh, okay. So you can't be really fast and do that. All right. Interesting. Who? Huh? Okay, that's confusing me. And I think I did this the wrong way? Is that what they're trying to show me here? Can I go back on them? Oh, it does let you go back. Okay, this is like one of those things where I was like, will the game's coding actually let me, like, do it backwards?
Anything about the dimensions getting like this in your studies?
Gary's uncles would play extensive
Sometimes games coding won't let you do that.
But no, nothing like this.
Wait, what? No! What a... Oh no! I was activating it backwards! Are you gucking my balls? Maybe it wants you to only do it one direction. Alright, hold up. No! No! You gotta be slapping my nut! No! What the frick? You guys are...
I have been spending too much time in the archives. I did not know the dimensional tearing had gotten this bad.
It's weird, all right. Once we grab those dimensionator plans,
Where's the
we'll get
start
everything
so I don't
back
go to
to
the wrong place? Is it down here somewhere? Here we go. Sus as all hell. No! No! Huh? This would be nice if I could save this, but I really don't think there is a way. It isn't the same, but it is an Isaac. I hate you, Ratchet. Why is this hard? This should not be hard.
I must admit, I have not looked at the dimensionator blueprints in some time, but I know we will find them quickly in the archives.
Me too.
that ledge?
Sooner Clank and I can
I don't know. was that? Dude, what the ball sacks? Why am I so low? How low can you go? How low can you go? I don't know. I don't know. All right, come on. Stop cucking me, game. Why am I so low when I do it? Like, I don't want to be so low. I want to be high. I want to be high in the sky. Oh, I just needed to double jump. I'm stupid. Okay. Whee! Okay, and then I want to look in here. What is in here? The same thing? Oh, what? Oh. That's cool. What the frick? It just takes me, it's like an elevator, but it looks weird because it gives you different angles of the same thing. It's like a teleporter. I thought it was a different area. I was like, what? Why is it different but like the same? Okay, this right here, for some reason, is giving me what was that game called? What's that game? A Hat in Time. I lost vibes. Because remember there was this world in A Hat in Time that kind of looked like this? I don't know why. Obviously, A Hat in Time looks nothing like this game. But like this environment reminds me of that area. Who's that?
Ratchet, you found my apprentice. Well done, both of you. You're ready to enter the Mountain Temple.
Nice. Let's go.
Well, you're emotionally ready.
Wait a minute. No. Who are you?
You do need to overcome the temple's elaborate defense system, or as we lovingly call it, the Gauntlet of Trial/Doom.
Oh, I hate /Doom.
You're ready for it. I'm sure. Best of luck.
I'm not doing anything with you right now. I'm trying to.
Go! Follow the path as fast as you can.
Whoa, whoa. No, I don't want to. What is this?
Ratchet, hurry! We are running out of time.
Are those hover boots
Sounds like we got a race to the top to reach the temple.
Clearly, I'm not doing that right now, game. So do I need to do this in order to get that? That's probably what they're saying, right? How did it not reset yet? I was waiting for it to reset. For real?
Are those hover boots I see?
Oh. Oh, yeah, it did. You're right.
Sounds like we got a race to the top to reach the temple.
I mean, hey, free music hack.
Oh, we made it! The next shrine is just ahead.
I accidentally... Oops, did I just skip a shrine?
Look out!
Ow! Mommy-o! Get slapped, dicks.
All right, let's keep going.
Good idea.
Yeah. Hopefully I didn't miss anything over there, did I? Did I? Oh, I did! You cuckball!
I can make it. I can make it.
Oh no!
Why'd you say that? No, she was like, oh no. What was that about? Oh no!
I can make it.
No, you can't make it. What are you talking about? Stop lying.
These trials seem kind of dangerous.
They are a defense system for the temple. I suspect its builders were very secretive.
I bet.
You cockball! Ooh! Can I do anything up here? Looks like no. Unless I can jump to these. Never mind. Never mind. Never mind. Never mind. Oh, my bad. All right, hold on. Let me actually do it like this. I'm gonna do it like this. I'm gonna have it like here, and hopefully it's picking me up. Is it still picking me up? All right. All right. Yeah. Oops, that's not the right button. Oh, I have to press it for that. Larxine's meowing over there. Meow. Oh, my balls.
Come on.
I don't know.
We completed the trials. Thank you.
I couldn't have done it without you. Now, let's try to help the monks.
What did I even just do? Oh, that's to send them. Yeah. It's okay. She's alright. She's a cute kitty that likes to play with her toys and be aggressive. Uh-oh. Oh, frick.
Sniper
Oh,
bots.
excuse me.
Use the fog to your advantage here.
Oh, no, 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 no. I don't want to do this just yet. Can I go back down? Because I missed that thingy-ma-thing, and I want that thingy-ma-thing. Where does this take me? Oh, okay, so this brings me back down. I'm not going to explore that just yet. I'll come back. I'll come back. I was supposed to do the freaking temple thing. I'll come back to this later. So I can do it again, right? Do it again, again, again. Oops. That's not how you go fast. Wait. Chicken booty, sleep. This isn't it, right? This ain't it. Ooh. Oh, I thought that. There isn't a teddy bear. Okay, it just looked like something was gonna be there, but I wasn't actually sure there was gonna be anything there, so. Alright. What's wrong? Is this where the temple is? Where is it at? Where is it at? Where is it at? Wait, what? Wait, I'm confused. Where the hell is this thing? Did I pass it again? Or is this not how I get to it? Hold on, wait a minute. Suck a booty and a dick it. I don't know. Okay, I'm confused because apparently I didn't pass it. I thought I passed it being dumb, but clearly I didn't because Wait, wait. Okay, I'm clipping that. I'm clipping that. That's bullcrap. Did you see what this game did to me? That's bullcrap. I was trying to just jump down to where the temple was, but it counts it as me dying, even though I landed right on the ground. So clearly that's not the way I'm supposed to do this, but how do I get there, bro?
I can make it. I can make it.
Yeah, it's like down here somewhere, but it counts it as me dying. And what the dick? It's like right under me. It's under me, daddy. So I have to complete this. I can't like go exploring in the Ice Kingdom and do the thing and stuff.
Sniper bots.
Use the fog to your advantage here.
How will we find the Lombax in this? My senses are very...
Can I get to it in another way? Dude, what the hell? That worked? I can't believe that worked. I thought it was gonna kill me. How did that work? Dope. Dope as hell. Yo, what's up, the puppeteer? How you doing? Actually, where does this take me? Like, what is this, really? Is this like, back to reality. Whoa, there goes gravity. Oh. I'm doing pretty good. I always have a lot of fun playing this game. I'm just trying. It's making me want to 100% it. I won't lie. Like, I'm actually having a lot of fun trying to collect everything. So, you might have to forgive me if I get like super obsessed with whatever I'm looking for. But it's fun. Wait, what? Where am I supposed to go? Here? Is this backwards? Was I going backwards? Okay, it looks like I was going backwards, but like this one doesn't. Oh, wait, chicken die. I don't know why I said chicken die, but then that's the one I started from, isn't it? Yeah, I don't know what that was. Chicken die. Well, we need to be over here anyway, so let's go over here. But yeah, I'm gonna have a lot of fun exploring. But yeah, I highly recommend this game. A lot of people who watch me, they haven't played this game yet, so like they don't want to get spoiled, and I completely understand that. But I gotta say, man, this game is really oops, sorry, hitting my mic again with my tape. This game's really amazing. It's beautiful. Yes, I love looking at it. Huh? Wow. I'm sorry, but games like Hollow Knight could never be this for me. Like, I love myself. Oh, frick! Okay. Okay, game. I love 3D platforming games. don't doubt that. I'm just saying, like, I love having these 3D environments to explore. That experience is always going to be what makes me prefer these over, like, something like Hollow Knight. Whip is talking to me in the background. He's a Hollow Knight fan. And I'm sure Hollow Knight's really good, you know? I haven't really played it much, but I'm sure it's a good game. I'm just saying, I don't need that booty guy in my butt. I'm just kidding, but I really get a kick out of just playing games like this. Okay, get out. He said something cringe, that's why I had to say that, sorry. You can say it's better than the Jack community, but you cannot say it's better than Jack. That's cringe. A hat and Jack. Ooh, I see what you guys trying to do, but I kind of want these bolts, though. I don't really know if it's easy to get them, though. Wait, what the hell? Oh, I was like, stop, dude. I didn't know that I had to do that, and I was like, wait, how am I supposed to make that gap?
Nice.
Is that the second one you said that they're working on?
Guess that's all there is to find here.
But yeah, Hollow Knight 2 is beautiful for, like, what do you call those types of games? Is it 2D? It's like 2D, but has the vibe of like 3D in a way, kind of. If that makes sense. That game is beautiful for that style of game, I will say. Hands down. No one's gonna be denying that. Well, I'm not gonna be denying that. Alright, we gotta get this one, and then I'm gonna go do the actual missions I'm supposed to be doing. What's this? Oh, that's where I just was. What am I talking about? But my sweet spot is always going to be 3D games, 3D platformers specifically, 3D adventure games, because like nothing beats this experience for me. And like what I did get in Jack as a kid, like nothing beat that experience. Like imagine if Jack looked this beautiful, could it had the ability to. I would literally replay Jack all over again just to see that world looking this beautiful. Like I would totally replay it to see that. Like if they ever did like someone ever did like a complete remake and updated the graphics and everything, there ain't no way I'm not playing that. Just to see just for the experience of Jack in a beautiful 3D environment.
They are holding the monks prisoner. Ratchet, we must save them. They are our only way to the archives.
Oops, that was not the right weapon I wanted, but it's okay.
Just what I was waiting for.
Oh! Ooh, get your laser out of here! Alright, we don't want to waste all that. Ooh, boxing buddy, you coming for it? You want some?
More of the Emperor's forces.
At least the monks are safe behind that shield.
See, that's the thing. Unreal Engine's cool, don't get me wrong, but I actually feel like it's not the best for everything. Like this isn't Unreal Engine, right? Like, in my opinion, whatever this is, this looks better than all those Unreal Engine stuff. And I know some people will be like, yo, that's cringe. But I actually feel like the Unreal Engine stuff doesn't look that good a lot of the time. There are people remaking a Jack, like they're calling it like I think it's like a Jack 4 project, and they're using Unreal Engine. And it looks cool and everything, but like I honestly don't feel like that looks better than this. It looks, yeah, it's like too cartoony, or it's just it to me it breaks the immersion of the environment, and I don't like it as much. I prefer how this game looks. Like, this game looks beautiful. It looks like I could actually be in this environment, and this is what it would look like. I prefer this style of game than the Unreal Engine type look. I don't know. I just don't really vibe with the Unreal Engine type thingy. It's not really for me. I mean, I would play a game with it, because I think A Hat in Time was probably Unreal Engine, if I know. I think that was, but that fit for that game. So, like, of course, A Hat in Time was beautiful, but, like, that style fit that game. It was supposed to kind of be like a cartoony look. But, like, this game, like, imagine if this game looked like that. I just don't feel like that would be. That's not how I want to experience this kind of game.
Rift Apart utilizes the Tempest engine and dedicated ray tracing hardware to support advanced haptic feedback, 3D spatial audio, and real-time ray tracing effects.
Well, yeah, I prefer this style. So, like, if they were to remake a Jack, I would want the people who worked on this Ratchet to do it. This Ratchet game, because I would want Jack to look like this. I don't want, like, an Unreal Engine Jack, because I don't feel like that fits Jack. Like I said, people are working on stuff that's like that. Oh, yeah, probably did come to the mic. What the hell was that? Like, what the actual hell was that? I'll turn it down a little bit because these things are a little bit loud. Yeah, so that's what I was saying. A Hat in Time is definitely Unreal Engine. I can recognize that. But I feel like for A Hat in Time that worked. I don't think Unreal Engine is good for every kind of game, and like some people try to use it for like every kind of game. You know what I mean? And some people want to like when they try to remake those Mario things. So it's like, I don't know. If they have a way to make it look a little bit more realistic, that's fine. I guess for Mario it works, but I don't think it would work for Jack. I literally think that, like, imagine Jack with Unreal Engine, like a Jack model. Like, I just don't think that would be, I don't know. Because, like, if you notice, I've never seen anybody show, like, what Jack would look like in Unreal Engine. They're always showing, like, the environments and stuff. And even then, the environments don't look right because it looks so, I don't know, it just doesn't have the right feel with that style. But, I need a boost. There we go. Thank you. Oh, Lord. The angle of my eyes, bro. All right. Okay, let's try to do this for now. And okay, so this is just a different set of monks. What do you mean? Oh, no. So you don't have my account? Then just buy it. That's the whole point of me saying, do you have my account? So you can just... How much is it? No, it's not. Oh, no, no! Ow! Ow! Alright, what do we want to... Oh, I'm about to take a hit. Yeah. Ow! I mean, that's fine.
Of the Emperor's forces. At least the monks are safe behind that shield. For now.
Oh! Okay, yeah, that does way more damage if you do a headshot. I mean, it's not a rush. I'm literally gonna play Psychonauts 2 first. I just want to be looking for it because I don't want to get to the point where... Oh. Yeah, like, I don't want to get to the point where it's time for me to play. That's probably cheaper than they usually are. That's what you gotta realize. Oh, so we're only benefiting because we're American. Yeah, I don't care about that. Because I don't want to get to the point where it's time for me to play Spyro and we completely forgot to even look at it or get it. Yeah. My PayPal should be connected to it. I'm pretty sure. Ow! It's gonna be this. I only have one PayPal account, bro.
Happy to help. And kick nefarious trooper butt.
Ratchet, that terminal. I must access.
Bro, just use my PayPal. Stop being sus. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. You probably were doing this before. All right, all right. How did that happen? Yeah, but if you're signed into my account, it should use my... I mean, it doesn't really matter, bro. But yeah, now we're getting Spyro. Yay! So I have all my games lined up. I have Psychonauts 2 I just got on sale for like 20. So if you haven't played Psychonauts 2 and you don't, and if you aren't interested in watching me play it and you want to just play it yourself, I would highly recommend you pick that up ASAP because it's 20 bucks, 20 something something right now, and it's usually 60 bucks. So it's worth. And in addition to that, we just picked up, what is the Spyro trilogy? See, the thing is, I don't know how many Spyro games there are. I know I'm gonna start with the trilogy, but I'm not sure if there's any other Spyro games that I'm gonna have to look into getting. I'm gonna have to look up and research it just like I did with Crash, because I know that there's a lot of games, and like then they had the remakes they made and stuff like that. So like I'm gonna have to like try and organize all that. Did you see any of my other tweets under that post where I added you? Or did you only look at yours? Yo, what's up, Doom? How you doing? The ones that aren't in the trilogy are bad? Oh, really? See, the thing is, I want to try to play all of them like I did with Crash. Like, the freaking Crash games on PS2, aside from, like, what was the one that I liked? Twinsanity or something? Wait, hold up.
Nefarious troops find the other temples yet?
Like, those games suck. Like, those mutant ones, they suck. So we didn't even finish them.
Good luck, sister. And
Why can't I do that? But yeah,
Temple down, 2 to go.
I know the monks are trying to stay strong, but they are unfamiliar with the cruelty of the Emperor.
but I want to at least give them a chance, you know? I want to at least play them and see for myself that, okay, I don't want to finish this. You know what I mean? I don't want to finish this game. This is not fun anymore. If that happens, then that happens. But I'd rather that... What is this? Oh, yeah, I should go back here first. If that happens, then that happens, you know? But at least I gave it a shot. At least I tried to enjoy it. That's my goal.
KT7461, do you have a nickname?
The monks call me sister.
That feels more like a title. Let's try some out.
But that's the problem. Like, a lot of these series have so many extra games, so I might have to start being a little bit more selective and be like, okay, I might not play that. Because Zed wanted me to play that Size Matters on PSP, so I could probably play that on the Vita. But it's like, I don't know about playing any other ones that were on the PSP. Like, it doesn't matter that much unless it's a really good game.
Sick looking chest piece to go with those sweet, sweet legs. The only thing missing now is a righteous helmet. If you collect the rest of the Lorbs, it's yours.
I already did that.
I don't even. You just helped save Lombak's history for generations.
I already did that, cuck.
My brothers and I.
Get in my level.
Thank you. It was an honor, brother.
I don't know why. Ooh. Hold up. I don't know why I feel so tired. Oh, we didn't look at this. Oh, that's kind of cool because you can see his. You can actually see his real ears. But this. Okay, we might. Let's see what we could do with the colors here. Ooh. Ooh, daddy. I hate that light color though. Why is that light? Ugh. Oops. We'll see how we looking. Oh, we looking sexy. Oh, I love that light blue.
Let Miss Zircon make you a deal.
Okay. Why are these still both locked? Rude. Let's see the. Oh my god. We have that much raritanium since when? Holy frick.
That one is just begging for an upgrade.
Okay, the buzz blades are actually pretty good. So let's see. Blades bounce an additional ooh, Shanae me. I don't remember having that much. Increases the auto hit cone. Okay.
Now that is gonna pack.
All right, so that should really bump that one up. Then we got the Glove of Doom. These are actually pretty decent. So, increase agent. Oh, yeah. I think I was trying to do an additional agent. Comes with each Dominic. Okay, increases the number of attacks. Doom Egg. That's what I said. Doom Egg. Agents target enemies from farther away. That's good. I like that. Then we have increase their speed. Sure. All right, so this blast pistol, I think it's hitting the end of its life cycle a little bit. Why is it shaking? You guys seeing that? Sus. Anyway, increase ammo. Yeah, we don't need that. We don't need that. That's a waste. This thing has actually been pretty useful recently. So let's see. So we increase the ammo. That's actually really useful. Beams vaporize enemy projectile. Ooh, that's kind of cool, I gotta say. Kind of want that. I won't lie. That's pretty dope. And then increase the ammo because we never have a lot of ammo with this thing. But that's probably the most I'm gonna go with that one. We like our lightning rod, but we haven't leveled it up in a while, and this is only gonna make it go faster. We don't need that. Mr. Fungi. I like Mr. Fungi. I haven't. See, I don't know if I need to upgrade them more. This deploys too. Like, this is really good, but I don't know if I really should waste it on this stuff. I think having just one is okay, especially since I have these, the glove of doom. That means that I have a bunch of things that can help me. Yeah, that's the funny thing about it. Annoyance. So this is my favorite weapon. We already got to the point, like, almost everything's maxed with it. But, at the same time, I could increase the ammo. That would probably be the only thing that I would invest in with this one. Just so I have way more shots. And, I could just max it out if I wanted to. I don't know. But, then we got the We got, yeah, I guess I can. We got the shotgun as well. The shotgun feels really good. Ooh, we get trophies for that. I shouldn't be surprised. I really, this is my favorite weapon in the game, so. The executors, the shotgun type, I feel like it's fine the way it is, really. Don't upgrade that anymore, don't touch that. Drill Hound is really good. I like it. The only thing I'd really want is to have more ammo, but it looks like that's not even an option. Increase hound movement speed and reduce time to lock on. I mean, sure. Why not? And then, that's it. So, we still have 30, so I could, like, I could invest more into people, or we just wait a little bit because I can see what the other weapons are gonna look like. But oh yeah, I do want to kind of increase this ammo for the buzz blades because they do run out pretty quick. So I'm gonna give that a little bit of boost, and then I think from there we're just gonna take a little chill pill and not go too hard on that because we still have 2 other weapons that aren't even unlocked, and they could be like really good. But I do think I'm gonna make the change. I'm gonna make the change, folks. Wait, nah. Maybe not yet. Not yet. I'll give it some time. I was gonna say I might actually take this one out of this main area because the blast pistols, it's great and all, but it's starting to get to the point where it feels like it's not as useful to me. So what I could do is start bringing, like, things over here, like the Glove of Doom, Mr. Fungi. But I wanted to keep, like, support stuff over here anyway. So I think we can kind of save it. And we have a free slot here anyway, so we don't have to really rush it. I really love the Keyblade, though. Even though they call it a key, but it's a Keyblade. Come on. All right, now, ooh, let's see if we can get that gold bolt now. I don't remember this gold bolt. I don't know if it was something that, like, I just couldn't reach yet. But, like, I feel like I might be able to get it. Oh, I think I remember this. It's, like, really high up in the air. I don't know if I... Could I, like, cheat it? Could I, like, cheat to that? I don't think I can get to that from here. Right? No, ball sack. What I'm trying to figure out is, what am I missing? What can I use to get over there? Because, like, you don't really stay in the air that long. Like, when you get a boost. Especially if you turn like I was. Use the dragon? Would be nice.
Did you and Clank come to this dimension together?
Yeah, but he's traveling with someone else now.
A new best friend?
I hope not.
I did not mean he was replacing you.
Right, yeah.
I hope not. That's so cute. He ball sacked me! Hello? Okay, right now I'm not sure how I'm supposed to get that, so we're just gonna go on over to the rest of the story. I will not leave until I get you! Yeah, this game's really high up on my awesome list because it's making me want to get things that I usually wouldn't care about getting in games. That's always a good sign for me. If I have the motivation to find things and try to collect as much as I can, that just goes to show that I really like the game. I think that happened in Psychonauts too. I didn't 100% Psychonauts, but I tried to get as much as I could. And I'd probably do the same thing in Psychonauts too. I think we already fought everybody here. I just didn't. Oh, I just didn't unlock them because I didn't know if it would trigger something and make me not be able to keep exploring. So I kind of just left them locked up. Sorry, y'all. It's kind of messed up, but it's okay. I got you now. I got you.
Based on the observations of the monks,
Sure, go ahead.
even if Clank does become this other person's best friend, he will still be yours. Making friends is not like cutting up a pie. There is enough to go around.
I see why Gary made you his apprentice. You're pretty wise.
Thank you.
Aw. That was kind of cute, won't I? The thing is, that is true. I hate when people try to make it seem like you can only have one best friend. It's so stupid. You can have more than just one best friend, folks. It doesn't have to be a competition. Why has everything got to be a competition for people? Frick y'all. Frick that!
This system is quite old and intricate. It will take some time to disable the force field.
Take as long as you need. I'll handle these guys.
Oh, real eye.
Hurry.
Troopers coming in the main entrance. No, that's on me.
Ooh, I love this thing. Alright, let's try using a drill hound a little bit more.
That is quite painful. Thank you for backup.
You think so?
Best friend. You have one?
Get them away from me, please.
Everything going okay? KT-7461?
How is she even getting hit?
Yes. Let us say yes.
We've got some more friends arriving.
Like, I'm literally preoccupying everybody.
Break, pain, and take. Prisoners?
I know! The Emperor spoils us!
Ratchet, keep your eye. How are you holding up, Ratchet?
Oh, I'm great. Just waiting for this to get
What the hell? Why are you guys running up here? It scared me. Alright, let's try to get some Buzzblade action in here. Yo, what's up, Quaz? How you doing? Hopefully you're doing well. Why are they running around like that? They're confusing me. I swear, if you guys don't stop confusing me because you keep running over in my eye sack, make me think you're an enemy. Alright, I'll use that up. Let's use the drill one up a little bit. Oh no, is it too far away? Okay, that was weird. Oh no, I thought I could just dot. I thought I could just walk a little bit to dot. Ooh, give me all them boats, baby. By the definition of the word best, though, only one thing can be the best means there's nothing better than it. I know, but like that's not realistic. Like, I don't know. To me, that's not realistic. Maybe it's the way I see things in life, but to me, I never saw it that way, and I hated. Oh no, no! Did I lose all my bolts?
One more temple. Only one more.
We'll find them.
You cucks! I had so many boats. In my opinion, nobody is
I said,
the best at anything. All right,
give me a nickname,
and I'm polyamorous, so that's even more true.
my friend.
I think you're being too hard on yourself.
I'll be lying to myself if I think that anyone can understand me as well as Dan can. Right? You have an understanding of me that is astronomically, like, what's the word I want to use? You have an understanding of me that I think that most people will just not have in life, and I just accept that that's the case, right? But that doesn't mean that I don't still get a lot out of like my relationship with Tyga. Like, there's things that she provides that you don't, that you wouldn't provide. It's just different people provide different things, and they're all just as valuable. I'm not saying one is more valuable than the other, but I would never be able to sit there and say, oh, that's my best partner, or that's my best friend. Because, like, everybody in my life I see as valuable for different reasons. Friendships, relationships, partners, whatever it may be. I see good things about everybody. That's why I always had the problem where people are like, oh, if you were to pick from these people, who would you pick to be like your friend, or like who would you date? And it's like, I can't answer that question because I don't think like that. I get to know people, and then I usually end up finding things that I like about them, and it's always a combination of things. It's never like, this is kind of weird, like all these weird places I didn't explore. Maybe I should just go riding around there. It's never like somebody's the best. And that's why, like, that's a weird thing that I struggled with sorry for mentioning it, but my abuser, that's the weird thing I had with them, where it's like, I would often talk about how, I thought we were building a good friendship, but like, that friendship would not ever surpass the relationships I had with other people, Like, to me, it wasn't a competition, but they always felt like me saying, like, best friend meant only that's the only person that's relevant or whatever, and like, kind of like what you're saying, Doom, and like, that's not how I think about it. And that happens a lot, where a lot of people they think that I think the way they think. So like, they might see best friend as something that only one person can be, or only a few people can be, so that you can't be that. But that's not how that works for me. So in my mind, if I say that you're a best friend, then I'm like, okay, that means I really think you're a cool person, and I want to be engaging with you more than I engage with the average friend I have. That's basically what that means. And that can happen with way more than just one person. That's guaranteed to happen with way more than one person. I would hope it can happen with more than one person. But that doesn't mean the other people aren't my friends that I value. I still value them. I just don't have to talk to them all the time. But to me, if I start wanting to call you a best friend, it's because I want to talk to you more often than the average person. But they are. But that's what I'm saying. So like, I feel like it's normal to have multiple best friends. That's not what I was saying. Oh, you're just saying, oh, okay. So you're just saying the word itself implies one person. That's fair. Like, yeah, I don't know. What else can you, like, there's other terms for it, but they're just not like commonly used. Like, there's like close friend, some people even say platonic love. Like, that's a thing. Where it's like, you're still friends, but your relationship is deeper than the average friendship. I know. See, that's the thing, because that's the issue I had with my abuser a lot. A lot of the times I would use terminology like this, and it would be taken to mean something that it's not, and it's like, no. Like, platonic love is platonic love. There's nothing else to it. It's not romantic. It's, and the reality of it is, if you really just look at what relationships are, the only thing that makes a friendship, like a really close friendship, different than a partnership is the romantic part, That's literally the only part that's different. So unless you have different relationship standards, but for the most part, on average, yeah, like, that's gonna be the main thing that's the difference. But sometimes people don't even do that with their romantic partners, is my point. But yeah, like, so like, at the most basic sense, a partner versus a friend, you are literally, the difference is the romantic aspect to it. So all those other parts of relationships still apply and still matter. So like I don't understand why we act like it's weird to say like platonic love or like talking about like the closeness of a friendship. A friendship can be almost as close as a relationship without the romantic factor. Like there's nothing stopping that from being a thing. Can I shoot that? Oh, frick. No, I can't. Calling you my friend in general means I want to talk to you more than the average person. Well, calling you a friend for me is like I respect you, I know of you, and I do want to associate with you more than the average person. But I'm talking about like close friend for me means like, cause like I would probably want to talk to you on a daily basis if I feel that close to you. Right now, I don't really do that with any friends, but in the past, I would. Ah! No. Oh, frick. In the past, I would have. To me, close friends are people that I talk to every day. And it can turn into a relationship potentially, but it doesn't have to. There's plenty of people who talk to people every day and they're just close friends. Like that's it. It isn't. Yeah, like the romantic part doesn't ever have to be there. But you can still talk every day. You can still engage every day. That's up to you guys to determine how close you want to be or how much you want to talk. Because there are people who are close and don't talk every day. But every time they do talk, it's like they never stop talking. So like that's still a sense of closeness. So like I have that with some friends. Like my friend Judah, like he stops by the stream sometimes. Like we've been friends for like years now. Like I don't even know how many years. It's been years. And like we've been supporting each other with all the different things we do in life. We don't talk every single day, but every time we do talk, it's always a good time. We respect each other. I would say he's a closer friend than most people because he's been in my life for so long. But obviously the people that, you know, he talks to every day are going to be a little bit closer than me. And that's obvious. But we still have a pretty respectable friendship. I'm trying to like get these big areas to not be like not visited. I don't like that. It bothers me, but I don't really think there's anything in those areas. Oops. No, I was trying to go. There we go. To me, there's levels to friendships is basically my point. There's levels to relationships, period. And partners would probably be the highest level for me. So like I always like to say, I like to give it like 5 levels. So level 5 is you're a partner and you're someone that I talk to on a daily basis. Hands down. Like that to me is how I see partnerships. If we don't talk to each other that often. Ooh. I was wrong about stuff being missing and not really being in those places. Hit the wrong button. Ooh, Rivitanium. Yeah, this place is not explored that well, so let's just look around, see if there's anything else like that. So like level 5 for me is we're pretty close. We talk on a daily basis and we're going to be talking about things that most people won't talk about. But then level 4 to me, I would say is like a close friend. And that's where that's the area that I want more relationships, you know? I want more close friends where like we can talk. We don't have to talk all the time, but we can talk like on a daily basis, a pretty often basis. And we talk about almost all the same things that you would talk about with a partner, but there's just no romantic factor. So I'm still looking for situations like that, but it's very easy for that to turn into a romantic thing, but it doesn't have to. And I definitely want more friends like that. which that's what I've been putting a lot of effort into recently as I've been learning about relationships and stuff. How do I build those close friend relationships that just don't have that romantic factor, but still have all the closeness that I'm seeking? Trying to find that in a healthy way is my goal. Because clearly with, you know, the abusive person, it didn't go in a healthy way. So my goal would be to try and find that in a healthier way. And I'm getting close to that with certain relationships in my life recently, but that's still something that I feel like I'm still figuring out. But then, like, I would say, like, level 3, 2, 1, like, those are just, like, you know, a friend. Friend would be 3, right? Just a friend, someone that I talk to every once in a while. Like, a lot of the people who support my streams, like, I consider y'all as friends, but we don't talk all the time. But I'm pretty open about my personal life, but y'all don't have to be open about yours with me if you don't want to. Like, it's whatever y'all want to do. But I see y'all as friends. I respect you. I support you. Encourage you. But we don't talk every freaking day, you know? Or we don't talk very often. We don't talk that often. And that's fine. That... It is? Oh. That's a respectable relationship to have. I'm not happy with that. I have that. I think I have that down packed, right? I think the friend stage, level 3, that's pretty good. I have that at a good place right now, I think. And then 2, I would say, like, 2 is like, I'm trying to figure out the best way to split up 2 and 1. Because, like, I can make 1 or 2 be acquaintance, where, like, I know of you, but, like, we don't really talk like that. Like, we're not really, like, friends. Like, we don't really engage like that, and we don't really care much for each other. I still care for people who are not friends, but most people don't. Am I exploring more? A little bit. We're filling it in a little bit. The hell? Oh, that was one of the things. Why does he make that sound? But yeah, would it make more sense to have 1 be acquaintance or 2 be acquaintance? And, like, 1 would be just, like, another person. But I feel like acquaintance maybe should be 1. And then 2 would be, like, someone that I talk to a little bit more than an acquaintance, but they haven't reached that friend stage. I would say that that's probably the most accurate way to go about it. 1 would be acquaintance. Ooh. See, exploring's worth it. Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, see, I wouldn't have thought that that would have that, so interesting. What is this, by the way? Nothing? But yeah, that's how I'd probably break it down. And obviously I break it down like that because I like the number 5, but that's how I like to visualize it. So, like, 5 is the closest people to me, like partners and things like that. And then we got 4 being close friends. You know, anybody who's really close to me, who knows a lot about me, and we talk very often. And then there's 3 where we're just friends, we respect each other, we care about each other, we support each other, but we don't have to talk all the time, we don't have to share everything with each other, but we care for one another. And then I would say 2 would be someone who is slightly above acquaintance. Like, we know of each other, but, like, we're not quite friends at that point. And then I would say 1 is just acquaintance, like somebody you know of, but, like, you don't really have any established relationship with them. You just walked past them when you had a class with them, or you've seen them somewhere before. You know of them, but, like, there's no real relationship there. I would say that would be 1. So that's how I kind of see it in my head. So what I'm working on is finding more people that fit into levels 4 and 5 for me, if that makes sense. And then I'm kind of looking for really focusing on 3. Oh no, really focusing on 4. Because 4 is what I feel like I'm lacking. 4 is what I feel like I try to find. But it also tends to be what gets me in the trouble, hence the whole, you know, abuse thing. So that's the thing I gotta be more careful about and safe about, because that's what I'm looking for. But unfortunately, in that situation, there were romantic feelings that got mixed into it. And I feel like once that was like clarified and like was transparent, it just basically ruined the chances for just any regular friendship to be a thing, because some people can't really get over that whole relationship part, like the romantic part, where it's like, oh, we might have been romantically interested, but like now, okay, that's not a thing, right? But we can't get past that and still have a close relationship for some reason. Sometimes that it'd be like that. But yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out for myself. I want to have more of those closer relationships with people where like we're closer, we share a lot of each other, you know, we care a lot for each other, but like the romantic factor just isn't a thing. And then we can just be friends, but closer friends. So that's what I'm working on for me. But I definitely think I've been doing better with 3, 2, and 1. Like obviously 2 and 1 don't take much effort. But 3, that's been definitely getting better because with me streaming and being more active in social media and being more social in person. I feel like I'm building a lot of just that general friend relationship, which I really like and appreciate, and I see the value in it. I just want to see if there's more 4 and 5s out there for me. That's my learning journey so far. So that's why I'm educating myself with oh frick, I need to explore that area. That area is kind of blotchy. There's gonna be some like raritanium, aren't there? Am I going the right way? Yeah. That's what I need to explore more and figure things out. So I'm reading an attachment theory book, which has been pretty useful. I like it so far. I think it's been kind of filling in those gaps a little bit. Helping me understand the relationships I've had in my life and why they went the way they went and things like that. Where are we going here? But yeah, I would love to talk about the relationship levels. That could be like a Poly Rambles in the future, how I see the relationship levels. Would you mind like DMing me that, Whip? Like how I kind of broke that down? I actually really like that. I think that's probably the best way I've broken it down since I started trying to break that down. What? What am I missing here? Why is there like... There's something... Oh. No, wait, I was in here, wasn't I? I found this. I thought. I think. Yeah, I was in here. What the frick? Why is there all these parts that, like, aren't explored? Okay, frick it. I'm not gonna mess with that then. Let's get out of here. But yeah, I think that'd be something really cool to talk about, because like I really want to share that with other people. I feel like it's the thing that's helped me find the most peace in relationships, because it's like I'm realizing that it's okay for different people to be at different levels in your life, and it's also okay for people to transition from different levels, you know? Like for instance, I thought I was building close friendships with the people who ended up, you know, severely hurting me. And now they're probably at 0 right now, you know? They're at level 0 when I was, you know, working to make them at 4. Or like somebody that was in your life and you were super close for a while, and then like now you're just kind of like acquaintances. Like maybe they went from like 4 to 1 or 3 to 1, you know? That's okay too. realizing that, you know, it's okay for people to jump around at the various levels and that it's not really saying anything bad about you is the important part. But just learning to be okay with those different levels is what I'm trying to work at, because I felt like a lot of people, oh, thank you, Whip. I felt like a lot of people for me were always in 3, and I always wanted to have more in 4 and 5. So like sometimes I would put pressure on people who are just comfortable being a 3 to be a 4 or 5. And, you know, a lot of people just don't communicate, so they don't really communicate that that's not something they're interested in, you know?
Give the boy
Ooh.
repulsor some sugar and watch as it blocks and returns fire.
Take a look at this, hold up.
It is one of the facts of life. But what if a shield could shoot back? Sweet, right? Enter the void repulsor. Pull the fire trigger halfway to shield yourself, and pull it all the way to shoot a short-range, widespread blast of sweetness. Sweet!
Okay, Zorkon Jr., chill out. So did I. I'm feeling it really badly. It sucks. I might have to, like, end this earlier just to rest a little bit.
Sneaking a little piggy pig, are we?
Dang, still locked. All right, well, let's pick this one up. I like that. And let's try to look at if I were to guess how it's gonna work. What I would upgrade. I'd probably increase the ammo. Then we got increased blast width. That's good. We can do this. Then I'm gonna go ammo. So we got this thing. Let's just go full on it. I'm trusting you. You better be good. All right.
Thanks for shopping, cutie pie.
What does half R2 mean? What the hell? Oh. Never mind. All right. Okay, good. It put it in that spot. That was what I was gonna say. I wanted to go there, but it already did. All right, so I guess. I mean, I'm just gonna ignore these holes. They're bothering me because it's like I'm not completing it. What the hell? But I don't understand what I'm missing, so I'm just gonna hope that I got everything I need. So now, ooh. Yeah, how did I miss you? But yeah, basically what I was saying, I think I've always had 3, but I always desired 4 and 5 more. And now I'm starting to get 4 and 5 in different ways, you know? Like I'm starting to realize that, oh, okay, I can get 4 and 5 without having to do all of the extra crap. You know what I mean? Like I can get 4 and 5 and I can still keep a lot of the people at 3 and all these other levels and things like that. It's fine, you know? No! Wait a minute. Is this that area where... Ooh, no, it's a different area. I thought maybe I could use this area as a way to get that other gold bolt, but I don't know. Oh, frick! I just literally just dropped right into that. Okay. Wait. It says I'm next to the gold bolt, but I was over here before. But it looks like the same area. What the frick? Where am I supposed to go? Wait, now I'm over here. Oh. I see how that works. I see. So there's this gap here that helps me bridge the gap. Okay. I got you. Get up, dick. Sorry, I don't know what I was mean. I still don't know how I can freaking get that just yet. I hope I can figure it out soon. I hope it's not something I'm missing and it's like obvious. That makes me think. Can I? So I can get up there. But how? Here? Yes. But this is not that close to it either. Are there any more of these things that I was missing? Like that I can ride on? Kind of cool. Can I climb on this thing? Oh, that didn't really work. Is that what happened? Like, I wasn't even sure what happened there. All right, one thing I'm curious about. I was wondering if I can climb up and like I can slide on these, but I don't think it will let me. Ah! Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I'm not sure just yet what I need to do here. So for now, we'll just go and do that. But yeah, I'll probably stop after this because I'm already hitting the tiredness too, unfortunately. Yeah. But yeah, I'd definitely love to do a poly rambles on that type of thing. Because I feel like that's something that I've definitely been learning ever since all this stuff happened. I've been kind of figuring out... how I can still... be happy with the relationships I have in my life, even if they don't all look like 4 and 5. And I think that's been a really good learning experience for me. Stop trolling.
I can make it. I can make it.
Oops. But yeah, ever since I've been able to like just kind of be okay with that, things have been pretty good, I think. I tried as hard as I could to make the relationships that failed in my life work. And I'm only one person. I can only do my best. All right, now we can explore this area a bit
Use the
more.
fog to your advantage here.
How will we find the Lombax in this?
Use your fog
Barely functional.
or the fog.
This fog clears. The monks will show us exactly where to find the Lombax. I will make sure of it.
There they are. I hope no one is hurt.
I recommend we question the prisoners immediately.
And repeat your galactic class screw-up from before. No, this time we will handle the prisoners my way.
Yo, what's up, Pixel Prismatic? How you doing? Awesome name. Oh, basically in this game, when you unlock gold bolts, you unlock extras in the game. So I unlocked a wrench swap and a hammer swap, which I made it set to a keyblade. So that's why it looks like a keyblade. It's so awesome. I'm a big Kingdom Hearts person, so
How could something be so tall without the Emperor's approval?
I'm supposed to be using the fog to my advantage, but
Trolling? All of us.
how? Like, I feel like if I get close, they're just gonna see me.
It's thickening. I am such a fool for not getting those wipers installed on my face dome.
Ooh, I see they have range.
I recommend we question the prisoners immediately.
And repeat your galactic class screw-up from before.
Yeah, I like it. It's been encouraging me to get all the gold bolts in this game. Like, I've never felt so encouraged to get, like, those before. Because, like, they've always had, like, collectibles like that in these games, but I would rarely try to get all of them.
I see the target.
No, you don't. This is awkward. What is happening?
Commencing ranged attack.
Oh, frick! what? What was that? I had no idea what was going on there. You don't see me. What do you mean?
That's right, we did it! Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo.
Please, take me to that terminal so I can free the others. Oh no, a Zeta virus. I cannot access the terminal without risking contracting it.
My little friend Glitch can take a look at it. Here, let me see.
Oh, I remember this.
Those poor monks. Okay, I just need to delete
This is cool. I like stuff like this when games get a little bit more creative.
those boys for Ratchet.
And the sound of them walking is so nice.
You know what you got, Glitch? This. You got this.
ASMR.
It can shoot now too?
I really like how Glitch talks too.
No problem. I can find some cover.
Am I missing or what? I'm very confused. Oh man, doesn't this area just look beautiful? Like, I love the like depth of field and like the fog. Man, this game is so... Oh, my bad. I was hitting the wrong button, but then that didn't happen.
These aren't like any viruses I've ever heard of. Where did they come from? Hold on. That pod hijacked the computer to make a shield.
Ew. Sus as hell. It almost looks like I'm in water, doesn't it?
I rerouted the energy away from that stupid virus. No more shield.
Oh no. Oh no. Help! You're getting close to my cock! Wait, I think you guys are gonna keep spawning. Wait. Oh, here we go. I'm mesmerized by how pretty this looks. Wait, how did I get that one to open last time?
Yikes! I'm wide open out here. Gotta keep looking in there, little bugs. Or big bugs. Sorry. What am I doing? They can't hear me.
She's so cute. Did I just leave one? Like, that's what I'm not sure about. Like, do I need to go back or... Shanae? Ah! Oh! Oh my god, that's so rude. Uh-oh, uh-oh, uh-oh! Help, mommy! How do I... Can I climb up? No. Alright, let me go back and see if I missed anything. I'm confused. Oh, frick. Oh, okay, good. They don't let you just fall and die. Yeah, that's still there. What am I missing here? I did the other one, but I don't know what I did. Wait. What's this?
I think I'm just wasting ammo on this shield.
Electro gun? Maybe. Let me try. Oh, I can climb that. I can't. She's too cute. Oh. Oh. Yeah, okay. Okay, okay, now I get it. Now I get it. Yeah. Oh my god, the sound of her walking is so cute. I love it. Yeah. It gives me ASMR. What did I never said you couldn't. What? I literally said I don't even like people who aren't smart. I'm just kidding. But it's not like... That sounds messed up. That sounds ableist. What I mean is I am attracted to intelligent people. People who like to think and use their brain and try. You don't gotta be perfect at it, but sorry, I'm having way too much fun shooting these. I need to just kill this. I like people that use their brain, use their 5 head. Oh, am I missing one? Oh, it's that one. Okay. Where's the cable? Ah. Aw. She's so cute.
I am relieved you are all safe, but now we need your help to reach the archives.
Oh, yeah. Let's meet up back in Monktown. We'll get everyone to send you off in style.
You made it! Oh, thank you both for freeing my brothers.
Gary, we need help getting to the archives. It is urgent.
Well, because, like, what if I wanted to explore more? What the frick?
Race some dimensional wheels! After you, entering the archives takes a leap of faith, Ratchet. So you better get a running start.
This is still the same world, just put me to a different area, so I guess it's okay. I hope. Wait a minute. I never found a Dimensionator blueprints? Wait, no, that's my current objective, I think. Okay, I just wanted to see what it was gonna do. That's not a running start. That's pulling out my gun. Whee! Oh, now we're on top. On top? I'm just kidding. I need milk. Sorry. Fierce. Sorry, I don't know what I was trying to say there. But trying to box me! These boxers! Get out of here, boxers! Oh my god. Oh, I was having fun using that. Okay, let's use this. You have to make that sound, otherwise it won't work. Nope, that's how it works. Oh, wait. There you go. Just kidding. Oh my freaking god. Alright, that's kind of cool. I like that. Whoa! Oh, my balls! Whoa, what happened? He balled me!
Some things to here are irreplaceable. The blueprints, the dimensional map.
We gotta focus.
Apologies.
Check out, dude! There we go.
Good riddance.
Shut the frick up!
There's a crank along the edge of this floor that will power the generator.
Hey, at least she tried to defend herself. I respect it. Because I used to just sit there on my booty eye and give up. Am I supposed to fight those? I want to get in. All right, can you guys stop like moving around? You guys are going pretty fast over here. Stop. Hey, I can't hit the cock like that. Am I not supposed to shoot them? So it says all hail. I think it is. Yeah, it's doing something, but we out of ammo. Let's see if this can hit it. Okay, maybe I'm missing something. Maybe I'm supposed to do this. Oh, yeah. Probably what I'm supposed to do. Maybe I'm supposed to fight those later.
But it is still not at full capacity. We must get to the roof.
Hold up, wait a minute. Put a frickin' dick in it. Hey, I actually found a rhyme. Hold up, wait a minute, put a frickin' dick in it. Anything else I missed over here? No? Okay. Now I'm probably supposed to fight them, huh? Oh, I wasn't supposed to be... I didn't see him. Okay, I gotta say, I think I've been pretty good at this game because... because, like, I'm not... Remember I was playing this on, like, a harder difficulty than normal? Okay, I'm saying that, and now I'm getting my booty eye slapped, but I think that I actually am not too bad. I've been playing pretty okay. No, my ball sack is lit! Wait, no, put the cock on, you cock! Wait, why can't I put the cock on? I can't put my shield on, apparently. All right, hold on. Can I use this now? There we go. What the hell was that? Oh no, I'm literally getting chained. Wait, what am I talking about? I have that thing. No. I need some space. Give me some space. Oh no, I'm dead. Wait, what? What hit me? What hit me? What the freak? Oh, the other guy. Oh. I said, well, I always troll myself. Every time I say I'm doing good, that's when I struggle. I can handle one, but it's really hard dealing with two at the same time. It's hard hearing two at the same time. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe I need something else in the beginning. What about this? Oh, okay. I think their weak part is their center and their head. I need to make sure I'm shooting the right part. Oh, no, I wanted to jump. Okay, that did a good bit. Now let's see. It's so much at the same time. Is there any more of those little ones? No? Okay. Good, because they're the ones that really distract me and frick me up. Oh, there's a boxer. All right, we need will this work now? Now is that hitting them? Yeah, I think when I make it focus on the when I make it focus on their center, it was working better. All right, just get all the ammo I need. All right. Oh, frick! I didn't see you there, Mr. Puncher.
Cannot get inside until we power the generator. Force field is powering down. There. The archives are now open.
Let's head inside.
Wait, let me get some ammo for everything. What was that? Huh? All right. Okay, this looks so pretty. Come on.
Oh, good. The dimensional map is safe.
I'd know this writing anywhere.
Man, this game's beautiful.
Axes. They must have built this. My dad was the keeper of the Dimensionator. The original one, anyway. He gave everything to keep it out of the wrong hands. Sorry, Dad.
Do you miss them? The Lombaxes?
Kind of hard to miss someone you've never met. But, yeah. Yeah, I guess I do.
I understand. Perhaps one day you will find them.
Let's figure out if we can even build the Dimensionator first. Can we?
Yes. But the forge needed to do so is located at Kadaro Station, the most secure outpost in the galaxy.
Of course.
Well then, let's get moving, KT-74...
Ratchet? I think Kit is my favorite.
Kit it is.
Aw. Yeah, that's way better than the other name. Oh. Hey, wait, I need that so I can get the gold bolt. Hold up, chill.
We must protect the archives.
There's no time!
It has been fun, Ratchet.
What? Oh, frick? Why is her head so small? You know, you could have done this earlier. This would have really helped me, you know? Like, just saying, just saying.
That was amazing! Kids! It's just me!
I told you, I do not make a great partner.
Sure, that was intense, but it was kind of awesome.
You do not understand. You are not safe around me. I was built to be a weapon, to keep the Emperor's galaxy secure. One night on patrol, I spotted a rebel in the Imperial Zone. So I tried to stop them. That is what I was built to do. Hurt. I am here to keep everyone safe from me. And that is why I cannot come with you.
Well, at least this mission worked out, huh?
Yes. I suppose it did.
And if I remember correctly, our promise was that if this mission didn't go badly...
You want to stay a team? You are very strange, Ratchet.
I've been told that a time or two. Team?
Perhaps. Just this once. Yes, I will try.
But wait, though. We need that gold bolt. Joe.
Thank you, Ratchet.
Wait, what?
For helping us.
Anytime. Now, let's get to Kadaro Station.
What? I was on top of the thingy. I could have got the gold bolt.
Sales are final, honey. I do hate to see you. Oh, sugar.
Just this once for the second time. Okay, I'm just gonna look into if I can get this bolt. Then we're gonna stop for today because we actually got a lot done, honestly. But like, I want that bolt. You can't bolt me like this and leave me behind. Oh no. Okay, mistakes were made there. Very many mistakes were made.
Thank you, Ratchet, for helping us.
Anytime. Now, let's get to Kadaro Station.
I'm missing 2 here. Yeah, you're... How? Is it those areas I didn't explore properly? This isn't the way you're supposed to do that, huh?
Thank you, Ratchet, for helping us.
How do I get back to that? I don't actually remember how I did that.
Station.
It's not even on the map? Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. Where is it?
Has to be in the area.
I don't understand how to get to that. Oh, that's how I do it. What am I doing wrong? What am I... Oh god, that's so bad. I was on top of the thing and then they put me off, bro. I could have jumped down and got it. Why'd you guys cuck my balls? Can I repeat that though? Like what I did, or? Saying I didn't explore this, so let's see. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out. How do I get up to these places? Oh, there's something. I can jump off of that. All right. And I'm assuming I can't jump on this, right? Yeah, no. Could that... Something makes me think that there must be something on top then. And that's why I can't reach it from there, because that's the bottom. You're right. It's good that you're asking me. I ain't an expert on that. Sorry, bad joke. Oh, invisible wall. But that is a good question, because I don't think this is the right way to get up. For some reason, I'm tired as hell, and I guess I might be slightly horny. I don't know. I don't feel the horniness, but it's probably there. I feel like I need to take a big, thick old nap. So we can nap. We can nap together. We can nap together in the big blue sea. I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, wait. Maybe this is where I... Oops, I was shooting my gun instead of the other thing. Maybe this is where I can get up. No, that's an invisible wall. Okay, never mind. Maybe this? Thick. No, my balls got wet. my balls got wet. Alright, stop soon. Don't worry. I'm just trying to figure out how to get the bolt, man. I just wanted to get everything. You could. Good question. How do I get that? Savali. Savili. Okay, this is somewhat up. This is up. Uppeth. Maybe I can get more uppeth. That's not uppeth. That's downeth. I want the bolt, and the bolt wants me. Oh, frick yeah. Okay, now this is major uppeth. Okay. Only 2 of the 3? There you go. I don't understand which one you have. Just look for the one that's like in that floating area, bruh. I have the one that was on that thing. Remember that moving thing that where you have to hit L1 and then jump on the button and then it triggers it? That's what I got. I got that one. That one was easy and accessible. One of them I don't even know where it is, and the other one is sitting on top of something that I don't know how to get to. Okay, this is even more uppeth. I don't see anything on those. I'll go over here. Okay, how do you get it?
This gold bolt is located in the eastern plains up on a rock column, but the way to get to it is actually in the northeastern canyons. Running through these canyons are 3 pressure locks that are spaced very far apart. You'll have to use your hover boots at full speed and jet over each one, going from west and uphill to the east. When you hit all 3 pressure locks, a portal will open up shortly ahead of the 3rd one that you can shoot through to get to the gold bolt.
That doesn't... That sounds like the one I'm looking at. That doesn't sound like this one, bro. Oh, well then, yeah, you might have to look up a video, because I don't know what you talking about, homie, bro. You being sus. This? I thought I did this already.
Almost missed this one.
What? I literally thought I did that already. That's why I wasn't even looking at it. Oh, so I must have not been going fast enough or something. Wow. So the other one I can't get yet, is what you're saying. So you only could get here from a rift. That's how you get up here. Okay, I see. I thought there was something I could manipulate to get up here. Okay, well, I don't even see it, so that's fine. All right, now let's try to get back to the base. Maybe we can at least land in the new planet. Should I just save at the end of this one, like getting back to the ship, or should I like land in the new planet? Wait, how do I get back? Am I going the right way? Oh, I think it's this. Is it? No. Oh no, that's that thing. No, it is this. It is this. Yeah, here we go. Oh, I forgot to look at...
Thank you, Ratchet, for helping us.
Anytime. Let's get to the station.
I can't, man. I just can't believe it. I'm too tired for this. What even happened, bro? Alright. I forgot to look at it, but let me just get to the ship first and not die this time. Can I buy anything from you yet? Nope. Ew. Just kidding. Alright, let me see what I got from that. Oh, we still have some armor that I got that I didn't check. So let me look at that. Wait, what? I don't see what's new in here, so I don't know what they're talking about. Then we got collectibles. So, let's check. Oh, I can go up, down. Home run hitter? Knock enemies out of the park when you defeat them with your melee weapon. I'm just kidding. It wouldn't work on him. Okay, I'm gonna keep that on. And then when I come back next time, I'm not gonna remember I had it on.
Hurry. I am,
Going on an adventure? I know, how exciting! I wish you both good luck. And good luck.
Then I'm gonna be like, whoa, what the hell happened when I melee someone next time?
I hear that all the time.
All right, so now we are going to Cordelian.
Let's punch it.
I think we made good progress on that planet. I think that's a good place to stop.
This is an ocean.
Pretty cool, right?
No.
Just think, once we forge this thing and save the dimension, you'll have
Oceans are not cool. Don't teach her these lies.
How are you not afraid of the future? With all of its unknowns.
I do get, well, you asked me on Savali if I wanted to find my family. For a long time, I did. I mean, I really did. But the closer I got to doing that, what if they're not what I expected? What if I'm not what they expected? Anyways, I think we're here.
I'm sorry, like, that's cute, but at the same time, you can see it as just shut up. Okay.
Arrow Station houses the Emperor's most secret research.
Okay, so we got the checkpoint. Good.
Strong enough to build the Dimensionator.
So this is what we'll be exploring next time, and I gotta say, it's looking kind of coolio. But yeah, another great session in the video game commenced, or wait, no, completed. Let's see what level I'm at. Okay, so now we're more than halfway through the game. Ayo, ayo. But yeah, that's gonna be it for me.